Good morning, student. How are you? In previous video, we have discussed Unit 2, that is simple query or MySQL query. Now, I will start the new concept, that is computer networking. This chapter based on the theory, and we will discuss the syllabus of computer networking. What is the syllabus and what type of terms we have to read in computers networking. The computers networking comes in Unit 3. First of all, I am going to explain you the syllabus of computer networking. What are the syllabus? First point, we have to read introductions of computers network. What do you mean by the computers networks? Second term is different type of networks, that is LAN, WAN and MAN. And what are the network devices? What are the network devices used in computers networking? What are the network devices? Next, we discuss the few concepts of introductions of internet. Means, what do you mean by internet? What is the URL? And what do you mean by World Wide Web? And what are its applications? Means, what type of services and what are the services provided by the computers networking, computers networks. Next, we will discuss the website. What do you mean by the website and how it is different from the web page? What is the relationship between the website and web page? And what is the static and dynamic web page? What do you mean by the web server? And we will discuss concept, some concept of web browsers and how we change the setting of web browsers, means how we disable the cookies, how we delete the cookies, how we delete the history, etc. Okay, student. Now let us discuss the computers networks. Means, what do you mean by the networks and why we need networks? What do you understand by computers networks and what is the purpose of networking? Dear students, first of all, I want to explain you the meaning of networks. Means, what is networks? Networks means the interconnection, yeah, interconnected collections of autonomous computers. Means, when we want to connect two or more than two computers, that means we are going to combine the computers, and when we combines more than two computers, we said that computers networks or networking has been established. Then why we connect the computers? What is the need of computer networking? Means, when a set of device is by the compute connected by the communication medium, then it is called the networks. Okay, and when we connect a set of devices by using the communication medium, then what are its benefits and what is the purpose of networking? Means, when we create a network, when we organize a setup of networking, then we have we can share the resource. Means, resource can be shared. Resource means we can share the printers, we can share the scanners, or we can share the network devices, we can share the network hardware devices. Reliability means the data can be stored so that in case of any If the data is lost, then data can easily be recovered. Cost factors means as the resource is shared, means computers hardwares are shared among the different hosts. That means cost factor is also considered. Means we do not need to install the separate hardware devices in each host. Communication media, by using the networking, we can easily communicate it to one device to another. We can easily communicate. It is a means of communication media. While we uh, uh, while we consider the networking, means we have to see the following three factors. Means what is the performance of networking, and how it is reliable, and how it is scalable. Scalable means network can easily be extended, means we can organize the networks easily. Reliable means the networks can perform the task in unfavorable conditions. How the networks can perform the task in unfavorable conditions. Performance means it's performing the task. What are the capacity? What are the time for performing the task? Next, we consider the what are the what are the business applications of computers networks. Means how the networks is beneficial for the business. Means it is networks, means it can, first of all, in business applications we use the e E technology, means electronics technology, means all the transactions can be done by using the electronics means. And first of all, it share the resources. The goal is to make all programs, equipment like printers, scanners, and data available to anyone on the networks. Means anyone can access the softwares, anyone can access the hardware device, data, etc. Networks is based on the server client model. Means server is responsible for is responsible for receive the request from the client, and client is responsible for sending the request to the server. Communication media, a computer networks can provide a powerful communication media among employees, and it is a means of e-commerce. Means we can perform the e-commerce, e-learning, e-business, any type of task using the networking, means connecting the computers. There are few terms that can be used in networks. What are the terms that can be used in the networks? First term is the node. Node is also known as workstation. Workstations or node means computers that are attached to network is also known as host. Means the computer that is connected to the network is known as node. If the computer is not connected to the networks, then it is known as the standalone computers. Next is server. Means server is a computers that are facilitate the sharing of data and resources. Means server provide the facility to share the data and resource. And there are two type of servers in networks. First one is dedicated server, and second one is non-dedicated. Next, terms used in computers network is network interface unit, means NIU, network interface unit, means it is just like a interpreters that is used to make a connection between the workstation and server. Means server and workstation can be connected using the NIU. Means NIU is an interpreter that is used to connect the server and workstations. Means it is just like a device attached to the every workstation or every server, and each NIU network interface unit that are attached to the workstations or server has a unique identifying number, and this unique identifying number is known as node address, known as node address, or this is also known as network interface card. Network interface card, sometimes we call it NIC card, and network interface card. And NIC manufactured assign means network interface card means there are a unique physical address in NIC card, and this unique physical address is known as MAC address, and this MAC address is divided into two parts. First part is manufacturer ID and second part is card number. Next, we will discuss the different type of networks. What are the types? What are the different types of networks? Means there are basically three types of networks. That is local area networks, metropolitan area networks, wide area networks. There are basically three types of computers network, but two more types is added. That is, two more types are added. So communication networks can be five types. First one is local area networks. Second one is metropolitan area network. Third one is wide area networks. Fourth one is wireless, and fifth one is inter networks. But in syllabus, we will discuss only three types of networks: LAN, WAN, and MAN. Only three types of networks. Now we will discuss one by one. What do you mean by the local area networks? Local area networks, it is also called LAN, and designed for a small physical area such as office, group of building, or factory. Means LAN are designs, LAN basically design, LAN is designed in small physical area, that is inside a building, inside a school, inside a office, etc. LAN are private networks, that means not subject to traffic or other regulatory controls. LAN operate at relatively high speed when compared to the WAN. When we compare the LAN, WAN, and MAN, the speed of LAN is maximum. Metropolitan Area Networks, MAN, means it was developed in 1980. It is basically a bigger version of LAN. It is also called the MAN and uses the similar technology as LAN. It is designed to extend over the entire city. It can be means to connecting number of LAN into a larger networks, or it can be a single cable. Means it's generally cover towns and city, means near about 50 kilometers. It generally covers towns and city, and its range is near about 50 kilometers. Then communication media used for men, means what are the communication through which the men are connected. Then communication medium for men are the optical fibers and cable. And data rates adequate for distributing computer applications. Means data rate is normal but less than the LAN. The data rate of MAN is less than the LAN. Next is wide area networks. Wide area networks, it is also called the WAN. It is used for the networks that covers large distance, such as cover states of a country. It is not easy to design and maintain. And communication media used by WAN are satellite link, and the data rates for WAN is low as compared to the MAN and LAN. What are the characteristics of WAN? It generally covers large distance, that is state, country, continents. And communication media used are satellite, public telephone networks, which are connected through the router. Cover a large geographical area, such as cover a large geographical area, so long distance business can connect on the one network, share software and hardware resources with connecting the workstation. Then we will discuss the difference between the LAN and WAN. Means what is the difference between the LAN and WAN? The LAN LANs are private networks and located inside the buildings, office, schools, etc. But when spread across the countries, state, continent, etc. LAN is complete ownership by single persons or single business organization. But when is there is not any private ownership maintained by the WAN. Data transfer capacity of LAN is maximum or high compared to the WAN. Next, we will discuss the network devices. What are the network devices in next class? Okay, students? Bye bye.